Okay, so something has happened to Star Trek. They added this Wall of Fame, but that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to mention it right quick. Top 10 team races, top 10 lifetime races. It's decent. Individual leaderboards. We have the event. I want to look at the team leaderboards and tell you guys what teams you should join in 2025. So my picks are not going to be based off of what gets the most races. It's going to be based off of what is the best team overall. So I will go ahead and start off and give you guys the my list of top 10 teams to join, and then an 11th extra team that you guys can choose if you want to join or not. Starting off with my number one recommendation, I'm going to go with CZBC. Reason being is that they have a lot of all-time races. They're doing really good. Active captain, a bunch of active people. Jay got one, Crazy JJ, the celebrity typer. These people, not really the celebrity typer, but really Jay got one, Elac, and a bunch of other just not so active people, if you know what I mean. This is how many people have raced in the span of one day. That's quite a lot. For a team like this, they're reaching a lot, and Crazy Typer has no plans of stopping anytime soon. So he's looking pretty good for his race count, and his team is looking very nice, and looking like my number one pick for anybody on Nitro Type in 2025 September. Next up is Pyre. Obviously Dylan J just recently hit 500k, and I just thought that this would be a very good team to join. I've heard of them doing about weekly competitions or something like that. One of the only teams that does stuff like that. Kick if you're inactive for 5 days. So if you're a slightly active, slightly inactive racer, this might be a really good team for you to join. They have some decent grinders, and then Caleb, a team hopper, Golden, Chosen, Etched, all these people, Pix and T Midas, and a whole bunch of other very good YouTubers, very good racers as well, all on this team. So my next pick is SSH. Now it gets a lot of races because of Volatile, Slim Jim Pingu, and it also gets a lot of races Cool Pingu, or all these other people that are racing. Not Underrated is a good one. Starstruck, Road to 150k. That's just Landon 145k, I guess. That's not really a good account. But all these other accounts that are doing a whole bunch of races, Glekia, aka Rainbow, so a whole bunch of other good accounts. Next up is Beehive. They have a gold program, gold giveaways, comps. This would be my number one pick if it wasn't for, all of the lower type of words per minute racers on this team. But also, just in terms of grinders, they don't really have anybody special. They just have a whole bunch of decent people, not a whole bunch of special, really good grinders that carry the team that could use some extra grinding help. So Beehive is going to secure a nice 4th or 5th place. I already forgot. CBPT is definitely below Beehive, but it's still a good team. Overall, I would put it higher just because, it's not really that good of an overall team. But I've heard about some of the payouts and Nitro Gold giveaways on this team, so that's why I'm placing it so high above other teams. For example, in TPD1, which is my next pick, over 1 million races. Lyrica, one of the only people who've overpassed 110k since the removal of King of the Race cars. Also, a whole bunch of other people like Jane Doe, the Captain Loveridge, Paradox. Bunch of people doing a bunch of races for this team. However, 1300 isn't really necessarily that good, but it is good for current Nitro Type, so I would feel like this is a good team to join. If I had to make a pick, Trailblazers, it doesn't get that much races, but it's pretty legendary of a team to be on. If you are on the Trailblazers Monsters team, long live TBZ, then you're on a pretty decent legendary team. It has a lot of lore behind it, and that's why I'm placing it above a couple of other better ones like A3, which has, for example, 2300 races. However, I cannot promise that this is not botted. That's the one thing about this team, and why I placed it a lot lower than it looks like on the outside, is that I cannot promise that it's not botted. Therefore, I cannot promise that it would be an inherently bad or inherently good team. So that's pretty much my my thoughts about this one. Admire. Next is Talk. They only really have terrific typist who kind of does everything, and Cheeseburger's the captain who has to kick inactive people every now and then. So Terrific Typist is really the only grinder. They could use some more help. They have Onion on here, not really doing anything. Wow. Not sure what this is supposed to mean, but okay. Yeah, they kinda got just something going on with whatever they do. Next up is TFV. It has overly paid. Mark a bunch of these. These might be bots, however, I can't promise that they're not. They might just be using Event Car for extra XP, I don't know. 1300 races, TFV has been caught botting a lot. But they are one of the top teams, so I did put them in the 10th place for the top 10 teams that I would join. Now, for about my 11th guess, I would say DCR. I mean, if you just look at DCR, it's not really that great, but it's my team, 29 races. I don't know who did that. This person, Bryson on the grind. Or nobody, actually, because that's a day ago. Scourer. We don't really have that much like insane racers, but we do have a decent amount of races, 15,000 to be exact, in about 2 months. So I would say join if you want to help support me out, if you want to support me out. And that's going to be the end of the video.